You don't need to understand quantum mechanics to understand Go Beyond. All you need to do is understand Araki's explanation, and I'm here to help with that. This is the explanation which can be found in chapter 108 of JoJolion. Let's read it first and then we'll talk about it. Go Beyond comes from Josuke's star-shaped birthmark. Not his fingers or any other body part, but his star-shaped birthmark. Let's take this very famous double spread page, for example. The Go Beyond bubble is the one we see coming from his star-shaped birthmark, while the one on his finger is just a regular soft and wet bubble. I know there are people out there that believe the one on his finger is the Go Beyond bubble, so I wanted to clarify it wasn't. Moving on, let's continue reading what the explanation says. Josuke Higashikata's soap bubbles are actually lines that spin at an extremely high speed to form spheres. This is a fact we know since chapter 70 when Mamazuku finds out about it when looking at one of his bubbles from up close. Let's continue. If those lines become infinitely thin until they ultimately reach a thinness of 0, they will exist in this world as soap bubbles that are made of only spin. So Josuke's regular bubbles and his Go Beyond bubbles are both made of a line that spin to form spheres. The difference being that while the lines that form Josuke's regular bubbles are big enough to be visible with the naked eye, the lines that form Go Beyond are so extremely thin they become non-existent. Let me give you an example of what this means. A spinning baseball is a baseball that is forming spin energy. So it's spin plus a baseball. Go Beyond is a line that doesn't exist, that spins. So it's basically spin plus nothing. Spin plus nothing equals only spin. Go Beyond is pure spin energy not bound to any object, so only spin. That is what makes Go Beyond so special. It's not only because the lines don't exist, but also because they spin. That's why I wanted to make this video. People only focus on the lines being non-existent and not on the spin. Guys, let me tell you something. A non-existent attack doesn't work on Wonder of You. Why? Because we have seen characters get hit by calamities only for thinking about pursuing him. The non-existent lines alone wouldn't be able to go beyond calamities if it wasn't for the spin. So, in summary, people think the lines being non-existent is what worked, but in reality the spin is what made it possible. Okay, let's finish reading the explanation. That spin seems to be able to overcome all reason that exists in this world. Go Beyond can even overcome the logic of this world that is calamity. Not any kind of spin, but only spin. Spin not bound to any object. Josuke's normal bubbles had spin, and they didn't work because they weren't only spin. Only spin is what was able to go beyond calamities.